Most people watching this right now will never succeed. Yes, you heard me correctly. You will not make it. And before you get angry, before you scroll away, ask yourself this. How many times have you promised yourself you'd change, only to end up back where you started? How many dreams have you buried, one excuse at a time? The truth is harsh. Life doesn't care about your potential. The world is full of dreamers who never wake up. Full of people who say someday, but never see that day arrive. And that is why most people will never make it. But here's the question. Will you be one of them or one of the rare few who break free? The number one killer of success is not failure. It's comfort. Comfort is seductive. It whispers, you can start tomorrow. Rest a little. Don't push too hard. And millions obey that voice, never realizing that comfort is the cage of mediocrity. Think of John, a man who dreamed of starting his own business. He read books, made plans, even told his friends. But every night, Netflix was easier than planning. Every morning, sleeping in was easier than hustling. Years passed, and the dream faded. He didn't fail because he tried and lost. He failed because he never truly tried at all. Comfort is cheap, and it will cost you everything. Look around. We live in the noisiest era in human history. Your phone buzzes, notifications explode, endless scrolling steals your hours. Distraction has become the new addiction. And while you waste minutes, minutes become hours. Hours become months, and months become years. Let me tell you about Sarah. She was brilliant, straight A student, big dreams, incredible potential. But TikTok, Instagram, endless gossip kept her trapped. She was busy, but never productive. She was connected, but never fulfilled. Here's the cruel truth. Distraction isn't entertainment, it's sabotage. While you laugh at memes, someone else is building the life you wish you had. Most people will never succeed because they've mastered the art of excuses. I'm too tired. I don't have the money. I wasn't born lucky. But excuses don't protect you. They imprison you. Remember Marcus, who wanted to write a book? He always said, I'll start when I have more time. Guess what? Years later, he's still waiting, still talking, still dreaming. But the book, it doesn't exist. Here's the reality. The perfect time will never come. If you wait for conditions to be right, you'll die waiting. Excuses are the bricks that build the wall between you and your destiny. And then, perhaps the biggest reason people never make it, fear. Fear of failing, fear of judgment, fear of stepping into the unknown. I'll tell you about David. He had a chance, an investor ready to fund his idea. But he hesitated. He thought, what if I fail? What will people say? He walked away. Do you know what happened? A year later, someone else launched the same idea and made millions. Fear doesn't keep you safe. Fear robs you of your destiny. Listen carefully. Every great success story is written by someone who felt fear and did it anyway. The people who win are not fearless. They are simply brave enough to act despite the fear. So now you know why most people will never succeed. Comfort, distraction, excuses, fear. These are the silent killers of dreams. But this is only the beginning, because in the next chapter, we'll dive into real stories. Stories of heartbreak, stories of betrayal, stories of people who almost lost everything, yet found a way to rise again. Stay with me, because the lessons in those stories may just hold the key to your breakthrough. If Hour 1 revealed why most people never succeed, then Hour 2 will show you the other side. The side where pain, failure, and heartbreak transform into fuel. Because here's the truth. Every person who has ever succeeded first stood in the shadows of failure. So the question is not, will you fail? The real question is, what will you do when you fail? Story 1, John's Fall and Rise. John was ambitious. Fresh out of college, he wanted to build the next big tech company. He poured everything into his startup, his savings, his energy, even his relationships. But within 18 months, it collapsed. Investors pulled out. His friends stopped believing. His girlfriend left. He was broken. Most people would quit. Most people do quit, but not John. He spent nights studying, mornings networking, and days rebuilding. 5 years later, he didn't just create a company, He created an empire. The same people who once laughed at him now beg to work for him. The lesson? Failure isn't the end. It's the initiation. It's the price you pay to earn greatness. Story 2. Sarah's broken heart. Sarah believed in love more than anything. She was engaged, ready to marry the man of her dreams. But just a week before the wedding, she discovered the truth. He was cheating. Her world shattered. She thought she could never recover. Nights of crying, days of numbness. But in that silence, something grew inside her. Resilience. Instead of falling apart, she focused on herself. She went back to school, built her career, and a few years later, she became one of the most respected lawyers in her city. Her story reminds us, heartbreak can destroy you, or it can shape you. It all depends on what you choose to do with the pain. Story 3. Michael's battle with addiction. Michael grew up in comfort, but life took him down a dark road. What started as casual partying turned into a full-blown addiction. Drugs consumed his money, his relationships, and his dreams. Everyone gave up on him. He even gave up on himself. Until one day, he woke up in a hospital bed after nearly overdosing. That was his breaking point. Step by step, rehab, therapy, new friends, and small victories brought him back. It wasn't fast, it wasn't easy, but slowly Michael found his way. Today he's clean, he's thriving, and he helps others fight the same demons he once battled. His journey teaches us, your lowest moment can become your greatest testimony. Story 4. Maria's second chance. Maria grew up poor. Her parents told her, "Don't dream too big, just survive." She listened. She worked minimum wage jobs, always playing it safe, until one day her company downsized, and she was left with nothing. For the first time in her life, Maria had to face the truth. Surviving isn't the same as living. She took a risk. She started a small cleaning business with just a borrowed vacuum and a flyer. At first it was slow, but Maria refused to quit. Year after year, her business grew. 10 years later, she owned one of the largest cleaning services in her state. Her story proves it's never too late to start. Age doesn't matter. Background doesn't matter. What matters is whether you choose to begin. John, Sarah, Michael, Maria, different people, different struggles, but one truth connects them all. They refuse to let failure define them. And that's the key. Most people stop at the first obstacle, but the rare few, they use obstacles as stepping stones. The question is, when life knocks you down, will you stay there? Or will you rise even stronger than before? Now you've seen why so many people never make it in life. You've seen the pain, the heartbreak, the failure, and the few who turned it all around. But what about you? What will separate your story from the millions who settle for less? Hour 3 is not just about stories. It's about your plan, the escape plan from mediocrity, the exact path to turn your pain into power, your doubt into belief, and your failures into a future worth living. Step 1, the mirror test, facing harsh truths. Before success comes, honesty must come first. Stand in front of the mirror and ask, what excuses have I been making? What habits are destroying me? Who in my life is holding me back? The hardest person to face is yourself, but the day you tell yourself the truth is the day your transformation begins. John, Sarah, Michael, and Maria all faced a truth they were running from. You must do the same. Step 2, rewiring the mind. Your life will never rise higher than your thoughts. If your mind is stuck in fear, doubt, or negativity, your future will be chained to failure. This is where daily rituals come in. Write your goals, speak affirmations, cut off negativity, whether it's toxic friends, draining news, or your own self-doubt. Winners don't wait to feel ready. They train their minds to act even when fear screams louder than courage. That's the difference. Step 3, building relentless habits. Dreams without discipline are illusions. Set small, consistent habits. Wake up earlier than most. Dedicate 1 hour a day to skill building. Replace entertainment with education. Track your progress weekly. It's not one giant leap that changes your life. It's the daily steps. Remember, Empires are built brick by brick. Step 4. Turning pain into purpose. Every scar you carry has value. Pain is not wasted, it's the seed of purpose. Sarah turned heartbreak into ambition. Michael turned addiction into mentorship. Maria turned survival into entrepreneurship. Ask yourself, what is the pain in my life trying to teach me? If you turn your pain into purpose, the very thing that once broke you will become the thing that builds you. Step 5. Taking relentless action. This is where most people fail. They wait. They wait for perfect timing, for approval, for a sign. But waiting kills dreams. Action creates them. Even the smallest step forward is better than standing still. Send the email, start the business, write the book, launch the channel, take the risk. Every success story begins with one person who dared to act when others froze. So here we are, 3 hours together. 3 hours of truths, of pain, of stories that show why most people never make it, and how a few break free. But this isn't about them. It's about you, your mirror test, your mindset, your habits, your pain, your action. Because destiny doesn't wait. It doesn't pause for your fear. It only asks, are you ready? Now I ask you, are you ready to choose growth over excuses, courage over fear, and destiny over doubt? If this message has spoken to you, don't let it stop here. Share your thoughts in the comments, tell me your biggest struggle, and let this community support you. And remember, subscribe, because this is only the beginning. More stories, more lessons, more truths are coming. Your journey isn't over, it's just getting started.